lot of the ideas I've also taken from life experience, and as my parents began to die, I looked at where are they going to be buried. So I've written a book called Where Will You Be Remembered? And to many people, they have no respect for their own life, and they say, who cares? And people do care, and families should care for the past generation and the future generations. So I looked at part of the green movement is, why do we drive miles and miles to cemeteries? Why do we go to church on Sunday morning? Then if we have to leave church and then drive another 10 miles to a cemetery if we want to see our loved ones, why not have a columbarium close to the church? So I came up with very human scale, small granite columbariums that'll house one family, maybe up to 9 persons, and then I expanded it to include their pets. And I believe these because cremation is final disposition of remains, these columbariums could be put in anywhere in society. They could be on university campuses, they could be on church property, they could be in community parks, or in traditional cemeteries. They could be on a farm if you have a family of several generations of farm families. So there's very little limit where they can be. But I feel it's very important to have to memorialize your life and your family's life. The other thing that bothers me is what I think is a very high cost of funerals and memorialization. And today I think everybody will agree a funeral cost in that $10,000 range. It could be more or less than that. Cremation floats between $1,000 and $2,000, depending on what type of a service there is. Then once the funeral is over, the cemetery situation can cost in that $5,000 range. I think at the local Fox Valley type of commercial cemeteries, you can pay from $5,000 up to $20,000 for just a cremation niche. Outside of a building, a typical, maybe like a rock with a core drilled hole in it, might be $6,000. Then plus in the commercial or even a private cemetery, there's normally an interment fee, which is another $500 to $1,000. So I look at these costs, and I went into the individual columbariums because I feel like I can build, and I'm guaranteed I can build say a 9-unit solid granite urn with marble tiles on the top. The keys to open it are owned by the owner. There's no opening charge or interment fees. So that there's and so for investors and for buyers, there's a tremendous potential there, and a great saving for the customer. So for $20,000, you could have 9 family members and 9 pets in one granite urn. The granite urns are also designed and constructed so they could be moved at such time if there were a church that closed. It's just simply removing the cover, got lifting bolts in it. So I've tried to think of all of the aspects of the situation. My parents were always progressive people, and they bought one of the first not columbariums, but mausoleum niches at a local cemetery, and eye level one of the most expensive and the most elegant positions they could be. And it dawned upon me after watching their burial, and then after paying $10,000 to $20,000 for their space, to pay another $750 to $1,000 just to open it, to put the coffin in. Then I realized how distasteful it is in America. Since World War II, we built warehouses, just to put bodies in. And we have to air condition those, heat those, and I wouldn't want to talk about all the gory details of what happens in that casket in there. But I said, what society ever in history built a warehouse for bodies? And that's one of the American problems. We have to invent something or build something for everything without thinking of the long-range consequences. So for that reason, I'm very in favor of cremation. And cremation goes way back to prior to the days of Rome. Some of us have close families, and we would like to have a family mausoleum. Others might belong to a Rotary Club or a Lions Club. There's an opportunity for that type of a fraternal organization to buy clusters of these columbariums. Universities throughout the country now are known to have columbariums on campus And what that does, that encourages substantial endowments. And the person's, their life might be in their educational field. So there's opportunities abounding. People at like maybe a nature park, they might want to have these, or maybe a natural looking type granite along the trails and stuff in a nature center, and therefore endow and perpetuate that nature center. So I mean, you name it, and there's opportunities there.